So, one of the things I want to talk about is crypto being a bad investment. I think that it's not stated enough about how bad crypto is as an investment overall. And that is bad for your financial health. I just think that the one thing we don't talk about is just how bad it is. And I'm going to give you 20, try to give you 20, all right? 20 reasons why crypto is a bad investment, all right? Or very risky. I think it just sucks. I think it has no intrinsic value. But let's go over one of the first reasons that I could think of is extreme volatility, right? Before we go into it, though, I got to set up the chat real quick. I got to set up the pinned message. Jarvis, can you please give me a pinned message? Thank you. Give me 1 second, folks. I got to get the pinned message up. Come on, Stream Chat Ninja, load. Load my chode. You are a chode. Okay, I think I might have to pause my antivirus scan. Hold on. That it? There we go. Now it's loading. Come on, my brony brother. Load. I do love Social Stream Chat Ninja, though, by the way. I really do think it's one of the coolest programs out there. I really do. I think it's sexy. It's very sexy. All right. So here we go. We're ready to roll. Super chats and gifts do get priority for sure. They can interrupt my lecture. I like lecturing people. I like lecturing you. Telling you what to do with your life. How dare you? How dare you? Oh. You guys ready? Are you ready? I do got to fix one more factor here. Turning the monetization on. You know you turn me on, yeah. You know you turn me on, oh. You gotta stop turning me on. Oh no, we're dropping frames. What? I may have to reset my internet connection if we keep dropping frames. That sucks. Yeah. Damn it. I wonder if there's a way to pause the stream. Like, just pause it. You know what I mean? Okay, now the frames seem to be dropping less, I guess. Okay, there's less dropped frames. That's a little bit of a hope. Ugh. Let's take a look. I may have to even lower the stream rate to maybe 4,900, but I can't really do that during the stream. Either way, it looks like the frame rates are low enough. The dropped frames are low enough to where it's not like the worst situation in the world, so I'll accept it for what it is for now. But what up, Silly Seal? How you doing, my brony brother? I'm doing pretty good, Silly Seal. I'm kicking ass. Kicking ass. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the like, by the way. So I'm hoping the dropped frames, what three-letter word starts with gas? No, gas. Ass. All right, so we're going to talk about why crypto is a bad investment. So I want to go over the first reason, extreme volatility, right? This is a big deal. The fact that there's extreme volatility is a big deal. Now, prices can swing. Get this, prices can swing 20 to 50% in days or even hours. That's not normal market risk. That's like casino level volatility. It makes planning, compounding, and rational position sizing very difficult at the end of the day. Do you want it to be difficult or do you want it to be easy? There's also no intrinsic cash flow. So, for example, stocks can pay dividends, right? Real estate pays rent, bonds pay interest. Most cryptocurrencies pay nothing by default. Their value mostly depends on whether someone else will pay more later on. It's the greater fool dynamic. And it blows my mind, man, that people consider crypto to be some sort of like magical thing. Yeah, but basically there's no intrinsic cash flow that matters. It's cryptocurrencies all follow the greater fool theory. You're just hoping that some other moron, dumber than you, is going to buy it at a higher price, what you've purchased with this crypto. You know, it's funny. I will say this. I think it's good to talk about the things you need to avoid. And I think cryptocurrencies are one of the big things you got to avoid. Now, granted, I will tell you what you need to avoid, but I will also tell you, I'll let you know what's good. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, educational, entertainment purposes only. That's all this is. I go for broadly diversified ETFs, index ETFs, not actively managed. I do have actively managed ETFs in my portfolio, granted, but yeah, I just don't take a lot of that very seriously. Give me a few seconds though. I gotta check something. Speaking of which, I should check the markets. Let's see what the markets are doing real quick. Just the general markets. Markets are rebounding. That's good. I bought the VT when it was going down just because I love dip buying the VT. I think if there's one thing I love dip buying the most, it is the Vanguard Total World Index because those swings can be booming. Like if it goes down rapidly, it'll also go up rapidly. It's the entire world. I mean, what is cooler? Like, how many people can say that they can technically swing trade the entire world? I mean, we all technically can. But how many actually do it? I mean, I know I do, and it's awesome. It's a good moneymaker, man. Now, here's the thing. The third reason, another fact, why crypto is basically a Ponzi scheme is it's heavily driven by speculation, not utility. Now, a huge chunk of crypto trading volume is pure speculation. People are buying it because they think it will go up, not because they need the token for any real world use. How many people are out there really trying to get into crypto to try to buy something? They're in it to try to sell it for a higher price. It's really what it boils down to. Most people don't really believe in crypto, and the people who do, I really do consider the people who believe in cryptocurrencies to be the fools in the game. They are sadly the dumbest person in the room. But, like it sucks when a lot of smart people believe in something incredibly stupid, right? And even smart people are victim to believing in dumb things. And that's what cryptocurrency is. It's a dumb thing that people believe in. Ryan's asking, no mustard or icing today? Not today. Well, maybe later. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling later. I think I'm just going to try to, do my thing and just talk about how dumb crypto is. Min Sierra says, Garza with a wife beater. Internet does not get any better than this. I got to show off my guns, dude. Look at these. I'm going to do a few push-ups while we're on stream, by the way. Just to let everybody know. I'm not going to show you guys my push-ups, but I'm going to do them because I need to do them because I've been trying to make sure I stay on task. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do my push-ups right now. How many push-ups do you guys think I can do? I'm going to probably try to do anywhere from 5 to 10. My arms are pretty sore because I've been consistent with this. I've been consistently doing push-ups. Maybe not the consistent amount, but doing them at least. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. Frosting on the eyebrows definitely gets more viewers. Like, there's a pattern there. There's a pattern. Right? But before I do push-ups, I want to talk about the frequent boom and bust cycles in crypto as well. Now, crypto markets go through hype, like FOMO, and then what happens is brutal crashes. Many coins never recover, by the way, after a bear market. Bag holders just ride them to near zero. And that's the problem. These people, they'll just ride. They keep riding, man. They're like, ride or die crypto, dude. Ride or die crypto. I'm just trying to bulk up, man. I'm just trying to bulk up. I got my wife beater on. It's funny. I always wondered whose idea was it to call these wife beaters. My assumption is that people call these wife beaters because typically the dudes who beat their wives tend to be wearing something like this. You know what I mean? They tend to be wearing something like this when they're arrested, typically. That's the most hilarious irony there. Scott Schaefer is saying, "Wow, you're so smart." I am the smartest, man. Crypto sucks. Crypto is promoted by Ponzi artists, Ponzi schemers, and in general, just usually bad people, in my opinion. Anyway, let me do the push-ups real quick. You guys can guess how many push-ups I'm going to do. It's going to be between probably 5 and 10, but maybe I'll get under 5. I don't know. I should be able to get 5 at least. I'm going to try for 10, though. All right, I was able to get 9. Oh, I was able to get 9 push-ups in. man. My arms are sore, man. I've been trying to do at least a bare minimum of 10 to 15, but I do want to get to 20 as the bare minimum daily. So I'm at 9 currently for the day. But as long as I can get at least a bare minimum of 10, it's the habit that I'm trying to create of doing more push-ups. And eventually my arms will be able to handle my body weight a little bit more. But the more push-ups I do, the stronger I'll get. So at least more toned I'll get. Oh, I don't really care if you guys believe me or not. All I know is I believe me, and my arms feeling good. But yeah, no, it's good for the pecs. It's good for the arms. It's good for the core too. I do wide push-ups, so. So here's another thing. Another fun fact is massive fraud and scams with crypto. Okay, so rug pulls tend to happen. You know, rug pulls, Ponzi schemes. You know, fake exchanges, phishing attempts, pump and dumps. Crypto is absolutely notorious for like outright fraud, you know, and that's the thing. And then, you know, and once the funds are gone, you know, they're almost never recovered. The problem, it's no surprise that exchanges like FTX and like Binance and stuff are just total crap. Yeah, this is holding on for dear life. This wife beater I got on you. Yeah, Bitcoin is garbage though. All cryptocurrencies are garbage. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Trump coin. I love Trump, but Trump coin is Ponzi scheme material. I wish he wasn't so. I wish Trump was not so into cryptocurrency. By the way, there's also a lack of investor protections. So, like, for example, in a regulated brokerage account, you have some protections, like disclosures, audits, legal recourse, my bad. With many crypto exchanges, though, and DeFi platforms, if they freeze withdrawals or disappear, they're just gone. There's, like, no real security there. So you may even lose your crypto. Most of these exchanges are crap, dude. Professor Oak says crypto is like Beanie Babies. Exactly. It's a collectible. It's a digital collectible, but the problem is it's not a useful one. There's nothing intrinsically useful about it. There's just nothing good about cryptocurrencies. Well, Scott Schaefer, none of this is financial advice. This is not financial advice. This is just educational entertainment purposes only. This is not advice. So you do whatever the heck you want to do. You know, I'm giving out my opinion. At the end of the day, I'm really more of a journalist than anything. I'm a fake journalist. No, one of the big things for me is just like, I just love investing, man. I'm obsessed with the art of investing. I just think that there's a lot of ways I can be a successful investor, I guess you could say. Many ways. Beanie Babies are not useful. I mean, you might be able to use them as toilet paper these days, but they're about worth the amount of toilet paper. Beanie Babies, I think, are like worth maybe about a 24 or 30 rack of off-brand toilet paper. It's bullshit. Give me another moment. I'm finishing up some dishes real quick, you guys, so give me just a few moments. Give me just another few moments. Gonna get a couple dishes done. Feel free to discuss everything you guys want in the chat. What do you guys think about crypto, though? I'll read super chats and gifts when I get back. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're back. Getting the dishes done, you know. Doing what I gotta do, man. I gotta get them dishes done, bro. My brony brothers. How many special people change? How many lives you live strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Okay, so I want to talk about another fun fact about crypto and why I think it's a scam. Hacks and security risks. Now, exchanges get hacked, wallets get drained, smart contracts have bugs, and users get tricked into signing malicious transactions. So if your coins are stolen, there's usually no FDIC, SIPC, or chargeback. There's nothing you could do at that point. So there are like no investor protections. This is why I hate cryptocurrency. It really is just bullshit. It's a BS. It's a collectible, not a currency. It's bullshit. You're collecting strings of data. Is really what you're collecting. It's no different than. It's a little different actually because if you're like collecting like Fortnite characters in the game Fortnite or skins or whatever the term is. That's on a centralized server. This is decentralized, obviously, but you're only owning even the strings of data you don't technically own, by the way. It's all an illusion. It's a dumb illusion. There is no intrinsic value, is what I'm trying to say. Crypto has zero intrinsic value, and I think it's a net negative to society and a waste of energy to even mine it. Min Sierra says, Brony bros of the world unite. We must take back the power in the name of our Lord Garza. Okay, I'm not trying to start a cult. I'm trying to let you guys know that Bitcoin sucks. That's all I'm trying to do. And that Bitcoin's a scam and a Ponzi scheme, and that we've all been fooled into thinking that it matters. It doesn't. It's stupid. And I think I'm right to have this opinion, by the way. Oh no, Bitcoin, my click coin. It's going up. Can I live without you? I want to know. There we go, dude. VT, baby. Give them the full broadside, Captain Garza. Thank you, my brony brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'll give you guys all the information you need about why Bitcoin's a legal Ponzi scheme for sure. I think it's good to know why Bitcoin sucks, how it sucks, right? So let's continue. We'll read a little more info. Now, at number 8, the 8th reason I could think of is complexity that most retail investors just don't understand. Here's the thing. Private keys, seed phrases, gas fees, chains, bridges, smart contracts, slippage. These are most people don't truly grasp what they're doing with this, which is a terrible combo with irreversible transactions. So if people mess up, like if they even type in the wallet wrong in any way, shape, or form, you can't go back on that. Right? This is why crypto sucks, is because there's no built-in safeguards for human error. I don't think there is. There just doesn't seem to be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just human error happens all the time. Even technological errors happen. And I can't get behind crypto. I think even Coinbase eventually is going to go completely bankrupt. That's my philosophy. That's my belief, I should say. It's my prediction. It's not a guarantee it's going to happen, but I think it could. Let's see. There's also a concentration of ownership. This is something that people don't talk about enough. They do talk about the whales, but they don't go into real detail on it. So many coins are controlled by a small number of wallets. Okay. Now, these whales can dump at any time, crushing the price and retail investors along with it. I think that's something that really can't be stated enough. You know, there's also another thing. There's unlimited new coins in copycats. So there's no natural scarcity across the entire crypto universe because anybody could copy the source code of Bitcoin and create their own crypto coin easily. Dogecoin is a joke on Bitcoin because the creator of Dogecoin thought Bitcoin was retarded. Yes. That's why he created Dogecoin. And now people take that seriously. And it just shows you the clownery that's happening across the world. So yeah, there's unlimited new coins and copycats. So there's no natural scarcity across the entire crypto universe. Developers can and do launch thousands of new tokens and meme coins every day. That dilutes not only the attention and money, and it even makes it hard for any one coin to hold value over the long term. This is huge. There's also regulatory risk. Governments can change the rules anytime. They could ban certain tokens, restrict exchanges, tax aggressively, or even classify coins as securities, even though they're not. They should never be. They're just BS digital collectibles. You know, regulation can crush liquidity or make holding tax reporting a nightmare. A freaking nightmare, man. I'm getting heated. All right, I'm getting heated. Getting bloody heated. Satoshi Nakamoto means Central Intelligence in Japanese, says Minsierra. Interesting. So basically, unless he wanted to throw people off by thinking it was a group, it could be one person who actually created this, but wanted to make it seem like the original creators were an actual Central Intelligence agency. That's an interesting form of deception if that's the case. Because it could have, I don't know, I look at Bitcoin, I think, this could have been created by an individual or group of people or a government body. And that would be interesting because it would be a group of people, not a single individual. I've considered, and based off looking at the source code, some of the source code of Bitcoin, I've kind of come to the determination that I don't really think one individual could have made this. I mean, it's possible unless they're like, you know, hyper intelligent beasts, but yeah, people all the time create their own cryptocurrencies, and all you have to do if you really wanted to is copy the source code of Bitcoin. And there's obviously a little bit more to it, but creating your own cryptocurrency based off the Bitcoin source code is not hard. It's not the hardest thing in the world. I think crypto sucks, is what I'm trying to say. Crypto is BS. And I look at the software behind it's pretty impressive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even dissing the software. I'm dissing the value. Its value is merely perceived. It's not actualized. There's no actual value there in any crypto. This is my biggest problem with it. And it blows my mind that people think it's the future. People think even the Beanie Baby craze back in the day was pretty cringy. You know, but this is even cringier. You know, at least Beanie Babies are made of something, of some sort of material. You get a little bit of something back. Oh, also, there's another thing. There's another thing to keep in mind. Tethering to hype and influencers. Dude, the amount of crypto channels on YouTube makes me sick. It makes me literally ill. I look at Bitcoin, I see all these stupid YouTube channels that don't deserve the subscribership they deserve, but it just shows how many dumb people are out there. Maybe they're smart. Maybe they're also dumb too. But smart and dumb people can also believe in dumb things. The same dumb things, surprisingly. Michael Saylor, while being an intelligent dude, believes in Bitcoin. Some oaf out there believes in Bitcoin as well. A smart person and a dumb person can both believe in a dumb idea. Very simple. Anyway, so yeah, prices, can often pump because of tweets, YouTube shills, or celebrity endorsements. As much as I love Tom Brady, it was sad when he endorsed FTX. It made me sick. I love Tom Brady. He's still the GOAT, by the way. But, dude, it's just sad that he fell for a Ponzi scheme, man. But it doesn't have any fundamentals. I will say this. There's no fundamentals. There's nothing fundamentally valuable about crypto. There's just nothing at the if you like really look deeply into it, it's not very valuable. There's nothing of true value. You're not really the owner in anything at the end of the day. But yeah, when the hype moves on, liquidity and price can vanish. So once the hype cools, once people stop buying into Bitcoin thinking it's something, then the price goes down, because then most people are at that point selling because it's not going up to the moon, you know. So I love the pump and dumps that happen, because I make a lot of money off of the morons who are promoting a bull market, a bull run for this. So when a bunch of idiots get into Bitcoin, that's when I know I need to bet against it again. I love betting against. I made a lot of money on this recent crash, I'll tell you that. Crazy. Because I bet against Bitcoin. You all know that I love the S-bit. The S-bit is one of my favorites. Yeah, I'll keep betting against Bitcoin because it's stupid. Min Sierra says, good way to make a way to divert value from gold and silver to numbers on a screen. Yeah, either way, gold and silver are far more valuable because they have real-world utility. Bitcoin does not. Bitcoin is a string of data at the end of the day. That's all it is. And that's why it sucks. And I wish more people could see why it sucks. But they can't. You know, obviously, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying that, like, I just wish more people could see what I see. And stop making Bitcoin out to be something that it's not. I think that's something that can't be overstated enough. You know what I mean? I think people make Bitcoin out to be something it just isn't, you know? And that's basically my main problem with it. People are making it out to be something that it is ultimately not. Give me a second, guys. I got to modify one of the codes in Nightbot. Min Sierra saying Garza coin is the best coin. It is even more rare than Bitcoin. Oh God. It's funny. I created a bunch of meme coins on pump.fun just because I think that crypto is stupid. I didn't even buy any of the coins that I created. I just created them because I thought it would be funny to create cryptos. They're all dumb. It's on the I think pump.fun is technically on the Solana network and stuff, and it doesn't really matter what network it's on. It's all a grift. And gotta pop my neck. But yeah, playing the volatility of Bitcoin has been very rewarding. I will say that. It's always one of the most profitable adventures, I think, is betting against Bitcoin. Just because obviously I don't believe in Bitcoin. That's just one of the things. I know it's a Ponzi. And when you know that something's a Ponzi scheme, I think it's just best to bet against it because it is stupid. It's funny, though. Did you notice that Bitcoin tends to move with the world market? That is a correlation. I don't know. Correlation is obviously not causation, but it could be. It could be a partial causation because I noticed when the world market was dipping, Bitcoin dipped even heavier than the world market. So one can conclude that it does that that Bitcoin moves. I wouldn't say exactly like the world markets because the world markets are less volatile. But I will say, if the world markets are down for the day, it's a pretty safe bet that Bitcoin's also down for the day because people realize that if the world market is down, which the world market's more valuable than Bitcoin could ever be, then they should probably dump their position. 44.19, it's not bad. Should I? Bitcoin's going down. Oh my god. Bitcoin's going up, I should say. That's okay. I just don't understand how anybody could truly believe that Bitcoin's a good investment. It just doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. I'm gonna look at my eggs real quick and my rice. See how it's doing. All right, so I'm actually cooking rice and eggs. Glad you lost the, yeah, I lost the ketchup, bro. I lost the ketchup, I know. I'm a sellout, bro. I'm a sellout. I lost the ketchup, bro. My brony brothers. Hell yeah. Thank you guys for liking the stream, by the way. The more likes, the better. It does push the stream out to more people. Give me a second. BTC. Bitcoin sucks. Hashtag Bitcoin sucks. There we go. But yeah, no, my thesis is Google's a bad Google, no, sorry. Not Google. Google's actually a very good investment. I'm not skipping the Taco Bell sauce, Michael Donaldson. I refuse. I need my Diablo sauce, bro. I need that Diablo sauce in my butt. Not in my butt. You don't want it in your butt. Yeah, so really excited. I'm gonna kick some butt, man. I may do an outdoor stream here in a bit, depending on like what the weather looks like. Even if the weather sucks, I'll probably still do an outdoor stream. Probably do it somewhere over the rainbow. Okay, so let's see here. Dude, Michael Donaldson, you know I ain't skipping that sauce. I need my sauce. Michael Donaldson says, last time you were in the bathroom for 15 minutes, we had a prayer circle for you. Well, I was also watching a YouTube video last time when I was in the bathroom. I was just chilling out on my phone, watching YouTube videos and stuff, and just kind of relaxing for a bit. But yeah. It's going to be good, though, man. I love my Diablo sauce. I really do. It's going to be something I'm going to be eating later, because since I put eggs in there, I like to make sure they're extra cooked. So I do keep it after I'm done cooking, I just keep it on the keep warm cycle for a while. But thank you, Mr. Donaldson. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, dude. People, anytime I go to the bathroom, I'll take a look at the chats while I'm on the toilet. I'll be like, oh my god, people are savage on the chat. I love it, man. I love it. Feeling good though, man. I got 9 push-ups in for the morning. Felt really good on the muscles. I'm trying to make sure that I get my arms back to a bigger, I want to make sure my arms are just bigger in general, I like having big arms. I like to be able to if I need to. Blue Nose Pity says it's hard to beat that sauce hard, though. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Why? How many special people change? How many lives you live strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide. Michael Donaldson says, push-ups are easy for me. It's the crunchies that I struggle with. I actually do like crunchies just because it feels good on the stomach afterwards. So I do try to get my crunchies in from time to time. A lot of the time, though, when it comes to crunchies, I think the thing I struggle with the most tends to be like is really just doing as many as I can. But I realize that, I can work my abs by doing push-ups. Push-ups are a very complete workout, especially if you're a big guy. Because I'm such a big dude, I have a lot of weight that I gotta push back up, obviously. So a guy like me doing 10 push-ups actually comes in the clutch for my arms. I could feel it in my arms after I'm done. And I could feel it in my abs too, which is really nice. So feeling it in the abs, feeling it in the arms. Push-ups are a great workout though. I really do love push-ups. Min Sierra says when Garza does push-ups, He just pushes the world down. That's funny. Blue Nose Pity says, yeah, keep working out. It's great for your mentality also, very much so. I do Blue Nose Pity says I do pull-ups. That works the abs for real good. Yep. Lower back is too many injuries. Oh, I see. Yeah, if you have a lot of lower back injuries, crunchies can be very tough. I've seen people who have back injuries who really, really struggle with crunchies. So that makes perfect sense to me, man. But yeah, if you have too many injuries, man, that could be really difficult. I could see that. But yeah, so I'm going to finish off why crypto is a bad investment. I still have a few more things I want to talk about here. So the 13th reason, I think we're on the 13th reason that I could think of, there's no clear valuation model. So for stocks, you can actually look at earnings. You can look at cash flow, assets, all the different things that are about that company. For real estate, you have rents and comps. You know, for most crypto, there's no widely accepted method to say, hey, this is fairly valued. So really, you're guessing the valuation of cryptocurrency. And honestly, there's not that much guesswork. You can kind of determine that it's worth $0. Because at the end of the day, what are you owning? You're owning a string of data. What does it do in the real world? Absolutely fucking nothing. That's my problem with it. The 14th reason I could think of is illiquidity in many tokens, right? So outside the top few coins, order books are thin. If you try to sell a meaningful amount of a small coin, you can move the market against yourself and eat huge slippage, right? So it's wild, man. I just think that there's just, if you're getting into something that is tiny, very tiny, man, you can screw yourself. Like, I will say this, even though Bitcoin sucks, Bitcoin does have liquidity because it's popular. But that's about the only thing going for Bitcoin, is that it's widely known. Widely known doesn't equate to value, right? It just doesn't equate to value. Everybody in the world can know what Bitcoin is. Doesn't mean it's actually valuable, though. Pretty much everybody knows what a Beanie Baby is for the most part. Doesn't mean it's valuable. Popularity does not equal value, is what I'm trying to say. And also, there's illiquidity in many tokens. Some of them don't have any real buyers. Nobody wants to really buy them. So if you buy into it, you're hoping that some other moron in the future will buy what you've bought at a higher price. It's greater fool theory incarnate. There's also tax complications that people don't really consider. This is the 15th reason you could think of. You know, every trade can be a taxable event. Isn't that crazy? So like high frequency trading or swapping between tokens creates a mess of short-term gains and losses and complex reporting, which many people simply ignore until the IRS doesn't. So the thing is, I think that trading crypto is, honestly, it sounds like a tax nightmare, to be honest. I don't see any real benefit to trading crypto. There just doesn't seem to be any. There's also opportunity cost versus proven assets. So every dollar thrown into speculative coins is a dollar not going into broad market ETFs, high quality stocks, or even real estate. Assets with long histories of real value creation. There is no value created by Bitcoin. There is no value created by any cryptocurrency. And if anything, it's creating negative value. You're using energy to create something that is meaningless by mining it. There's just many, many side effects to crypto in my mind, from what I could tell. It's just the reality of it, man. There's also environmental concerns for some coins. For example, like proof of work coins like Bitcoin consume huge amounts of energy beyond ethics. And this invites regulatory and political backlash, which is another layer of risk. Another reason would be there's like project abandonment and ghost chains. So like teams disappear straight up out of thin air. Roadmaps are quietly dropped or users migrate to newer chains. Many once hyped projects are now ghost towns, but the tokens still sit in people's portfolios. There's also another thing. Market manipulation is very rampant in the crypto markets. Wash trading is a big example, like fake volume on shady exchanges, coordinated pump groups, and insider trading around listings and announcements are all over the place. So retail investors are usually the exit liquidity, traditionally. I guess the one other fact, I guess we could do this, make this the last fact. It's often closer to gambling than investing. Real investing is about owning productive assets, diversification, and long-term compounding, right? Most people buying random coins are effectively betting on short-term price moves with poor risk management. So it's a big deal. Let's see. Oh, this might be a chat worth answering. So I'm going to do a little bit of a Q&A. But normally I answer super chats and gifts, but I'll answer this. Watchman for Christ. So this person's saying when crypto is being presented in the Series 65 as an investment advisor strategy, let's see. It has some validity for a strategy. Everything needs to be given a chance. Your thoughts? No. Why should crypto be considered even remotely an investment? It's not an investment. It's gambling. All crypto is. Why should any financial advisor worth salt tell people to get into crypto? What's sad is that these people have fiduciary responsibilities, yet they're being douchiaries, not fiduciaries. If your fiduciary is telling you that you should have 20% crypto in your portfolio or 10% crypto in your portfolio, they're not fiduciaries. They're douchiaries. Let's make that a new word. Douchiary, all right? They are douchiaries. They're crypto bros. Crypto bros are losers, okay? Enough said. Hey, Major General Dow. Net negative. Our young men should be out there starting businesses. Instead, we have compounded the errors of creating a generation of gamblers who are easily manipulated. Absolutely, dude. Oh my God. Man, Major General, you just basically hammered the nail in on that one. Let's read that again. Major General Tao says, net negative. Our young men should be out there starting businesses. Instead, we have compounded the errors of creating a generation of gamblers who are easily manipulated. Without a doubt, dude. I guess my answer to that is I agree. I don't know what I could add to that, really, to make that more meaningful. But you nailed it on the head, dude. Nailed it right on the head, dude. And if I were to say if I were to add one thing about this, it's like, when you're trading something that has zero intrinsic value and praying every day that it goes up and doesn't go down, that is not investing. That's not even really trading. That's just basically gambling at a slot machine. But you really are hoping that somebody's stupider than you. It's greater fool theory. You're really hoping that there's a dumber person out there willing to buy what you purchased at a higher price so you can make a profit. And chances are you could make money. Because there's a sucker born every day, every minute, as the old saying goes. Eventually, though, I will say the suckers do run out. Eventually, enough people become bag holders to where they don't get back into the crypto markets, and then it just kind of becomes a zero-sum game. Then the demand goes down to like virtually zero. The demand for crypto is really down. It should be. But I think that when the price of Bitcoin goes up, we all know it's not because it means anything. We all know it's just because everybody's getting into it because they think they should, or they're being told to by some sort of crypto bro on Reddit, and all these people are being influenced by dummies on Reddit. Blue Nose Pity says, agree, Major. Yep. I have an idea. So Major General Tao is saying that crypto was created by the federal government as a way to absorb the unnatural inflation created. It can reduce the velocity of money. This helps the central bank. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it, dog. Gabriel Ellis sent 100. Thank you for the 100, Gabriel. I appreciate it, my brony brother. It's sexy. I appreciate the gifts, everybody. Hey, gifts help this channel grow. So the more gifts we get, the better. I love it, and it makes me feel extra special. I feel like a sexy boy. I'm a sexy boy. Let's see. What if a 12-hour day would pay? But yeah, Gabriel Ellis. Make sure you guys subscribe to Gabrielle Ellis. My apologies. Gabrielle Ellis, it looks like. Thank you for the 100 gift. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to Gabrielle Ellis. Appreciate you. My brony brothers. Hell yeah. Keep that. I'm going to keep that super chat up on the screen for a bit. Min Sierra is saying, what if a 12-hour day would pay you 3.1 grams of silver or 186 grams of copper? This have been normal for 2. Oh. Interesting. You got an interesting, it's an interesting theory, I will say that, Major General Dow. I mean, it's a good suspicion, though. I mean, honestly, I do think that Bitcoin was created by a group of people, not an individual, but a group of people. So it makes sense that they would call it that Satoshi would mean central intelligence. That's very interesting in Japanese. Now, do you think it was created by the U.S. government, or do you think it was created by the Japanese government? Or do you think it was created by the U.S. government to make it seem like it was created by the Japanese government? What are your thoughts on that? Because the origin of Bitcoin still remains a mystery. The actual creator is unknown. And it really does suck that the actual creator is unknown, because I would like to see interviews with the actual creator. You know, when you can't see an interview from the actual creator of Bitcoin to advocate for Bitcoin itself, it makes it even more shady. You know, it's shady when you don't know who created it. Obviously, they probably hid their identity because, you know, they didn't want to be the target of, they probably didn't want to be a target. Granted, that makes perfect sense. If it's an individual, that is, that created it. I'm of the firm belief that it was a group of people that created it overall. But it's a good suspicion. I still think it could be a government body that created Bitcoin, but as far as an individual that created it, it's still I think that's I think it's more far-fetched that a individual created it. I just don't see it being an individual. I think it's a group of people posing to be an individual. You know what I mean? You know, keeps it even more anonymous. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see the crypto markets completely crash. I think the problem with Bitcoin, it lacks intrinsic value. There's nothing good about it. And who knows? You know, Bitcoin could have been created as a joke. It could have been, it's so funny. Nobody considers if this was created by an individual, this individual could have been trolling the world, right? This individual could have been somebody like myself thinking like, oh, these morons are going to think this is actual money. These morons are going to think that this is actually going to replace and be the real currency. Hell no. I think he knew what he was doing. I think Satoshi Nakamoto did not believe in his own work, if he's an individual, that is, or she. Who knows? If it's an individual, and maybe even the group of people were doing this to troll. I think the creation of a digital currency just doesn't. I don't think it's a net positive to society. I think it's a net negative. Major General Tao, dude, sent one Michael Garza gift membership to Bobby M 7847. Bobby M 7847 received a gift membership by Major General Tao. Make sure you guys subscribe to Major General Tao. I appreciate you, my brony brother. Thank you very much. Hell yeah. Oh, what a beast. Oh, what a man. I'll admit I'm struggling just a little bit today, but oh, Min Sierra, I think that's hilarious. I think that's pretty funny. Pretty good shit. But thank you again, Major General Tao. I appreciate you, my brony brother. Make sure you guys like the stream as well if you can, but make sure you guys subscribe. We're trying to really increase our subscriber count more than anything, and the more people who tap subscribe, the better it is for the channel. It does help the channel grow quite a bit. Major General Tao says money is a symbol of production, past, present, and future confidence in delivery of what is promised. Tao money has proof of past production, debt, or future money is a promise to deliver. Yeah, here's the thing, man. I'm okay with using a currency to pay for things, but I'm not okay with having my entire net worth in a currency. People who have their entire net worth in dollars sitting in the bank is bad. My net worth needs to be in assets, real assets like stocks. Stocks are real assets, by the way. It is a certificate of ownership, basically. A stock, if you buy one share of any company or more, that's a certificate of ownership. You're an owner. I'm an owner of Coca-Cola. I'm a shareholder in Coca-Cola, man. Like, that matters to me. I mean, it's a big deal to me. But yeah. Simple things like that. Give me a moment. I'm eating some salami real quick. One moment. I want to read the chat here in a second. But, all right. One moment. Major General Tao says, great point, Garza. Also, when people put currency in assets, it reduces the velocity of money and thus reduces some aspects of inflation. The asset prices go up and absorb the inflation of currency. Interesting. So, if I understand what you're saying, interesting. Well, that's the thing, man. If you're owning companies, companies are inflation proof for the most part because they can raise the prices anytime they need to curb inflation. The earnings will go up if inflation continues, obviously. That's not always the case for every company, by the way. Some companies are actually hurt by inflation, and it doesn't always work out in their favor. But most companies adjust. Also, real estate is extremely inflation-proof from what I've been able to tell, which is one of the reasons why I love real estate investment trusts. I think they're a good I think they're a good guaranteed medium. I love cash flow, but I like it when my cash flow increases over time through my investments. And this is why I invest, man, because investing is the best thing. Investing in productive assets means that you don't have to do anything. The assets will pay you to basically sit on your ass. And this is one of the reasons why I love investing so much, because my investments pay for a lot of stuff. They do. And it makes my life so much easier. So, I would make the argument that investing in general makes your life easier. Investing in real assets, by the way, not cryptocurrencies. If that makes sense. Let's see. Major General Tao says, yes, and there's a distinction between operational costs, which are subject to inflation, where stocks are not higher than the price. Let me think about that real quick. Yeah. So, if the cost of operation goes up due to inflation, then obviously the price of the product or the services will have to go up parallel with it. So, at the end of the day, if you want to either stave off inflation or keep up with inflation without having to lose too much, I think stocks are a great thing. I also do love real estate investment trusts, though. I really do. Like, they're the best. Like, I am so diversified in real estate investment trusts, it's not even funny, man. Dog eat dog, dude. Also known as @GhostDogOG says, where's the blue? I got rid of the blue. I don't have any blue or red frosting on me today, man. I'm going rogue. Major General Dow says, you could join the business, bro. Hell yeah. I can join the business. Hell yeah. Tim Smith says, Bitcoin and NASDAQ rallies for biggest day since May. Michael Burry's AI short calls destroyed. I defeated Burry. Oh my God. I just when Bitcoin goes back up, I buy more SBIT on the dip. It's a gradual decline of the SBIT for sure. I love how volatile SBIT actually is, so that's one of the reasons why I get into it, because I'm obsessed with the volatility. I think there's just much more opportunity betting against Bitcoin, sorry. And like I said, I already own Bitcoin. Like, I already have actual exposure to Bitcoin by actually owning it. So I have a lot of unrealized gains from it. But I've also had a lot of realized gains from playing the volatility using SBIT. It's been a win-win situation for me. Major General Tao says, I have a window cleaning business. I raised my prices, but YG can't easily do that. I got you. Interesting. Yeah, and so that's one of the reasons why I never rely on my income, my normal income, to cover my ass. Because I can't really protect myself against inflation by working a 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? You're not protected because wages don't tend to go up as fast as inflation does. Inflation is a fickle bitch, and wage growth over time just doesn't seem to be existent. So one of the reasons I'm, I don't know. Ghost Dog OG says, where's the blue? WTF, you must get the blue. Sorry, Dog Eat Dog, I can't do it, man. I am going to be going to the park here in a little bit, though. I was going to do a park stream where I go hang down at the park and do, get some sunshine, but also do a show. I'm not too sure what the show is going to be called yet. I'll probably bring my notebook down there, though, just for the sake of it. Let's see. Blue Nose Pity says the blue is back on Frisky Hour. Wait, I might bring back some of the frosting tonight. I might do that. Major General Tao says Michael Berry with it for the L. Let's see. Major General Tao says I lost on SBIT today. I was too early in the week. Bitcoin should remain below the 50-week average for a while. I don't know. I don't predict where Bitcoin goes. I just buy SBIT on the dip and then see what happens. Primarily, a lot of my gains come from like Vanguard Total World Index, because I was buying Vanguard Total World Index while it was dipping really hard. That's the way I like to do it, at least. I'm a basic bitch. Tim Smith says that crazy guy from Caleb's show was back today for a record-breaking third interview. Now he's melting down on X and threatening to sue Caleb. So wait, why is he threatening to sue Caleb Hammer? Because here's the thing, Caleb Hammer just exposes these dumb millennials for how dumb they really are. That they're bad. The Gen Z and these millennials are just bad with money. They don't know how to get their shit together. They just blame everybody else for their problems. It sucks. Like, that's one of the major reasons why I'm not on board with my own generation. I think my own generation kind of sucks. Ghost Dog OG is asking, you ever take 10 hits of double dip white? Whoa, what the hell? No. Major General Tao says, study the 50-week moving average. Thank me later. Interesting. I might do that. I don't know. All I know is that Bitcoin sucks, and I'm going to buy SBIT on the dip because it's a way for me to profit if, Bitcoin takes a dip. Min Sierra says, Garza, you have the biggest balls. You must be in a wheelchair. Oh, God. No, my balls are pretty tiny. I got tiny balls. Tiny balls, tiny dong. Ghost Dog OG says he is in a wheelchair, but only... Oh, jeez, no. No, I don't... Jesus Christ. Damn it, dog eat dog. Have any of you guys heard from Brad Lacken? I'm missing Brad Lacken, man. Brad. Major General Dow says, yes, Garza, but SBIT is 2 times leverage, so you need to have a general strategy for when. I mean, I just buy a share at a time. So, for example, SBIT went down like 10% today or whatever. I bought 1 share. If it goes down again 10%, I'll buy another share. You know, it also depends on how high Bitcoin gets, but I will say, generally speaking, my unrealized gains from my Bitcoin holdings protect me from any from the unrealized losses that I accrue. But yeah, no, I love the volatility. That's the best part of SBIT, is how much it swings, but I can lower my average cost very well. But yeah, I pretty much focus on swing trading the VT, though, is how I typically do it. Ghost Dog OG says probably day drinking. We'll unite. Yeah. But, overall, it's, for me, I keep it simple, you guys. I keep it simple. I do need to do more pre-recorded videos for the channel members, though. That's what I need to do. Major General Tao says you're hedged and you're not crazy. Exactly. I'm not crazy. I'm playing the volatility, you know. So, for instance, I may have bought a share today of SBIT, but if SBIT goes up rapidly tomorrow, I made a quick little profit by selling maybe 1 share tomorrow. You know, that sort of thing. I'm not, I don't go crazy with the SBIT. I am very well aware that it's a 2x leverage, but 2x leverage can be very powerful, you know. So who here loves Michael Saylor? Say I. I assume everybody here loves Michael Saylor. As they should. Okay, so once it hits 2:30, I'm going to end this stream, and I'm going to go down to the park, and we're going to do a park stream. Don't know where in the park specifically. We'll see. But it's going to be pretty cool. I think, doing the streams in the park are always fun. I'm not going to bring any frosting this time. That would be funny, though, if I did. But... do you guys think I could get a few more push-ups in? So I got 9 in already for the day. I got my 9 in. I think if I do 6 more, I'll obviously get to 15. That'll be good. Keeping the push-ups going. I got to keep feeling good, man. It's got to be good to feel good. Brad loves Bitcoin, dude. What a stud. Brad. We all know that Brad loves Bitcoin. Dude, will Brad Lacken ever make a return?
Laugh out loud.
Let's see. Major General Tao
Chase
says,
Bank
what's
or
more ridiculous?
MicroStrategy?
Chase Bank. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. What's more ridiculous? Chase Bank or micro penis strategies? I think it's pretty obvious. Well, who's more ridiculous? Chase Bank or MicroStrategy? Well, Chase Bank is actually a real established bank. You know, they actually have real assets at their disposal too. Do I think Ghost Dog is asking, do you think he's lurking? I think Brad Lacken could be lurking. Or he could be gooning. I don't really know. Brad Lacken, if you can hear me, chat. We want you back. Baby, come back. But I would say Micro Wiener Strategies is definitely more ridiculous than Chase Bank. I don't know, unless there's something that you know about Chase Bank that I don't. Has Chase Bank decided to like start going all in on crypto? Because if Chase Bank is deciding to make their own Bitcoin treasury, I mean, they're just as dumb as Michael Saylor. But I will say at least Chase Bank is a real company that has real assets. They hold actual assets, by the way. They hold stocks. They hold bonds. Chase Bank is not dumb. However, Micro Wiener Strategies is dumb. Their entire philosophy for their company is to be a Bitcoin treasury. Now, I understand that Bitcoin was the sole reason that they got out of the bankruptcy hole that they were in, basically. But it still is no excuse to say that it's worth anything. You know? But yeah, I would say Micro Wiener Strategies is more ridiculous. I don't know much about what Chase Bank is doing these days. I do know it's a well-established bank. So I do like Chase Bank. I don't actually have a bank account in Chase Bank, but I've heard some good things. Yeah, so I can't really, confirm or deny. All I know is that MicroStrategy, by default, just by turning his entire company, Mr. Saylor turned his entire company into a Bitcoin treasury, that might be the dumbest move in the history of mankind. That's my philosophy on it, at least. Actually, I don't think I'm going to bring my notebook, but I do want to come up with a few talking points that I'm going to try to remember on the next live segment. We might just call it investing in the park or something like that, or investing out. Well, we could call it investing outside. Simple title, investing outside. That'd be awesome. So Major General Tao says, trick question, Garza. Chase Bank actually delivers services to society. However, Chase is subsidized by the Federal Reserve and is a fascist organization by definition. Did not know that. Oh, did not know that. I mean, that sucks. I didn't know Chase was actually subsidized by the Federal Reserve. That's insane. So if Chase Bank is subsidized by the Federal Reserve and Michael Saylor is subsidized by Bitcoin, they both suck. Is that what we're saying here? So both suck. I still think Micro Wiener Strategies is worse. But Chase Bank, clearly, if they're getting that many subsidies from the Federal Reserve, that's a problem, man. Sounds like they're bailing out the bank without anybody knowing that they're bailing out the bank. Is that an accurate assumption? What do you think, Major General Tao? It's flipping wild, though, man. Min Sierra says, Major General Tao, you are too intelligent for this chat. We bow down to Major General Tao, man. We bow down to you, bro. My brony brother. But overall, I will say that I love betting against Bitcoin. I just can't help myself. I think it's probably one of the greatest investment strategies ever is to just use leveraged ETFs like the SBIT and start, buying as the SBIT dips rapidly. Obviously, you want to sell when you get a profit, but I think it's good to assume that Bitcoin will eventually crash again. And that's the most proper, that's the best assumption you can make. I think the appeal of Bitcoin is dying. Once it went below $100,000 to $85,000 per coin, I think people started to realize that this is gambling, and I don't want to be I think a lot of people are starting to kind of pony up and realize I don't want to be the bag holder anymore. So F Bitcoin. Bitcoin sucks, rightfully so. And it's cool that people are finally understanding this. It's sad when people don't understand this. It's very odd when people advocate so much for crypto. Chris is asking, is this the Royal Caribbean Brony Brother channel? Hey, what up, Chris? It's good to see you, my brony. Yeah, Royal Caribbean doesn't love me anymore. They don't care. They just don't care about me, Chris. By the way, if you guys want your chats highlighted more frequently, make sure that you guys become channel members. Channel members do get priority with the highlights. It's really cool. Damn, dude. Yep. My brony brother. But it's good to see everybody in the chat. I really do enjoy talking to you guys. Like, this is the best part of my day, is being able to talk to everybody on here. It's just fun, man. Chris says they don't love me anymore either. They don't call me anymore. Yeah, they don't. It's because every time those Royal Caribbean people call me when they're trying to get my credit card number, I lead them on, man. I lead them on hard. I waste their time deliberately, and especially when they're calling me during the show live. Oh my god, I love wasting their time. It's good. It's fun content material. Major General Tao says, I like how Garza just takes every question head on. He's a legit dude. His chat, I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, I do try to answer as many chats as I can. It's a lot easier when the chat flow is slow. So the chat flow has been pretty slow, which is good. Makes it easier for me to have more of a one-on-one with everybody. And some people will be like, you're doing this for only 5 viewers. It's like, dude, I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy getting conversation going. Whether people agree with me or not, I really don't give a flying F. I just love talking to people. All right, you guys, I'm going to try to bust out 6 push-ups. Do you guys think I could do it? I'm not going to do it on camera because I do it I have a little corner. I call it the push-up corner where I do my workouts and stuff. So I'm going to try to get swole. And then I'll probably end the stream probably in about 15 more minutes. Most likely going to be the case. But it'll be fun. I plan on doing I'm going to try to do like a stream about a controversial topic out in the park. I thought about calling it Investing Outside, but nah. If people want the news, I'll give them the news. I'll read a few headlines and see what's going on. I'll come up with my own opinions. I think most of the news is stupid anyway. No. There's no need to tone anything down. I honestly appreciate the compliments. I appreciate the chats. This is what the chat's for. This is why I live stream, because I like bouncing ideas off people. I like hearing people's ideas. I like sharing my ideas with you guys. I prefer the interaction. Hell, you can interact as much as you want, Brony. My Brony brother. Chris says, one of them asked me for my phone number. I gave them my local police department phone number, so when they call back, they will get the... Oh, that's hilarious. Seriously? That is funny, Chris. That is funny. That's too great. Min Sierra says, the only normal people you will know is someone you don't know so well. Interesting. Very interesting. Hell yeah. Major General Tao says, ha ha ha, Chris, he fell for the oldest trick. That is really funny, man. Yeah, but anytime these guys call me, I'm going to have to remember that trick, Chris. I'm going to remember that trick. It's just so much fun to troll the people who are trying to scam you. Because every time a scam number calls, most people just decline it. Oh, I prefer to F with them to the largest extent that I can. I want to make their lives miserable because they know they're doing wrong stuff. The moment that they're asking for a credit card number over the phone, you know they're scammers. Big time. I wonder if there's a fake credit card number that you can give somebody who's asking for a credit card number, you know what I mean? Like one that'll like alert authorities. You know what I mean? Like let's say some rando person, like let's say Brad Lacken called me and asked for my phone number, or not my phone number, but my credit card number. I wonder if there's like a universally fake credit card number that you can give that when they try to use it, it'll ping like a federal agency and then they'll have to answer to that federal agency on why are you using this. Major General Tao says, yes, that's true. Min Sierra, once you get to know someone, their unique weirdness is unveiled. Yep. Hell yeah. All my life, I pray for someone like you. And I thank God that I finally found you. Got to invest, man. Got to invest. That's my motto. I gotta check something real quick. I think I paid my rent, but I want to make sure I did. Pretty sure I did. I always pay it online using my checking accounts. Easiest way to do it. Major General Tao says I have mostly VT and QQQ. That's pretty smart, actually. I just prefer the VT primarily as my main swing trading unit, but I also have several other ETFs and individual stocks that I don't trade at all. I just buy and hold them, and I just, take in the dividends and stuff. But yeah, VT is kind of like my swing trading. It's kind of like a way for me to get more money for my portfolio, but it's also a way for me to get some temporary money if I need it. Pay off bills and stuff like that. A lot of the time, I honestly just let my portfolio sit. I don't do anything crazy with my portfolio. It's a very simple process. Nothing too crazy, though. It's looking like I might do pretty good today. I might win another fantasy football game. That's surprising. Like I was thinking I might actually lose against my boy Ben, but it's actually it's a 50. I have a 55% chance of winning. 49ers defense has laid a ton of eggs. They've been terrible. So hopefully the 49ers defense lays an egg against Carolina. They probably will, because Carolina's actually been playing surprisingly decent. The Panthers. So we might have something going on there. Min Sierra says, do physical silver and platinum, man, please. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Silver and platinum are pretty decent. I mean, obviously, they're heavy metals. They're great metals, actually. So, yeah, why not? So I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to go down to the park for a bit and hang out. I'm not going to do any frosting brows or anything crazy like that, but... Major General Tao says, you have a good strategy, Garza. I'm thinking about adding the Russell. Interest rates should be down soon, and the Russell should melt up. Yeah, I here's the thing, man. I just love indices. And I think if interest rates do lower, yeah, of course, like, because Russell 2000 last time I checked is basically small cap, is a small cap index. So, yeah, I would like to assume, because small caps do rely on loans straight up, and if interest rates are low, some of the small cap companies might be able to do well. Who knows? But yeah, I don't really trust small caps. I do have small caps, by the way, obviously, because I own several indices that I have medium cap companies. I got small cap, large cap, but most of my portfolio is large cap and medium cap. Small cap is a part of my portfolio, but not a large part for the most part. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably talk about the peace talks that are going to happen. We'll talk about that down at the park. But we'll talk about investing and more stuff like that. Love precious metal, bro. Unfortunately, they're high right now. Good for you if you sell. But metal with... No, I buy and hold. So one of the things that I buy and hold are mining companies, because mining companies usually pay a dividend, which is nice. So I like the cash flow, but I like the appreciation of the companies over time that go up. So mining companies, I love gold mining companies, silver mining companies, platinum mining, you name it. I've even considered getting into some uranium mining companies, depending on what's out there. I haven't really looked into the uranium mining space as much, but it would be interesting to get into that space. It'd be pretty cool. Major General Tao says precious metal spot prices are heavily manipulated, though. Street prices are different. Got ya. Mining stocks are good, but can be risky. Uranium and rare earth are interesting. So one of the reasons why I think it's good to have a diversified portfolio of mining stocks as well is mainly because you're getting... First off, you're getting access to you're owning companies that mine this stuff, so that's a big deal. Yeah, I love owning mining companies, though, for sure. It's a good productive asset. You're getting that exposure through owning the companies that are getting into the commodities that you want to get into, right? So getting into gold and silver like that, I think, is a smart idea. I mean, some people would disagree with me there, but I love owning mining company stocks. I love it. I love mining companies. They're so good. Now, not all mining companies are created equal. Some may be poorly managed. There may be several factors, but that's where diversification comes in. It's kind of a protection against any ignorance to what's happening within the company, because we can't always know what's happening within the company. We don't know how stable or unstable it is from time to time. We can make an inference, make a few judgments, blah, blah, blah. We could look at a few things to determine whether a company is good or not. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's got to find a way to win, man. Got to find a way to win. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath a landslide in a champagne supernova. Champagne supernova. 'Cause we all believe that we're gonna get up. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do 6. I didn't do my 6 push-ups. Hold on. Okay. All right, I got to 16. I'm at 16 push-ups for the day. No, not 60, not 60. Currently I'm at 16 for the day. I obviously want to get more by the end of the day. I'm trying to get a total of 50 by the end of the day. Don't know if I'll do that, but hitting 16 though is pretty good. In my opinion. All right, you guys ready for the outdoor stream? We're not going to do it just yet. I got to go to the bathroom real quick and then do what I got to do. But I'm at 16 push-ups for the day. We'll try to get to something higher a little bit later. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, tap the like button, and I'll see you guys soon enough. We're going to be doing a live stream at the park, kicking butt. It's going to be hot.